Erdogan's visit to Algeria is incredibly significant because it suggests that there is a new political bloc forming in the Libya crisis. We have to remember that Haftar is backed by the UAE, by Egypt, by Saudi Arabia, by France, by an apathetic US and an EU that has no idea what it's doing. Of these powers, the EU, the US and France are power brokers. They are able to impose themselves in the Libyan crisis. Sarraj, on the other hand, is backed by Turkey and Qatar, neither of whom are currently power brokers in the Libyan conflict. And this showed in Berlin, where Sarraj, the head of the internationally recognized government, he looked like the isolated figure, whereas Haftar had enough international support that he did not have to sign the ceasefire agreement that Berlin were hoping he would sign. And it is in this context that Erdogan's visit to Algeria is incredibly significant, because it suggests there is this political bloc forming that now includes one of the most influential, or if not the most influential North African country, the most powerful North African country, the big brother of the region, and that is Algeria. And this is what will send jitters in Cairo, in Abu Dhabi, in Riyadh, in Paris. It will send jitters because the Algerian president invited the Turkish president, stood next to him in a press conference and said that they are committed and they will work together to implement the outcomes of the Berlin conference. It is not the statement that is important. What is significant is that Algeria has publicly appeared next to Turkey. Remember that the UAE, France, Egypt and Saudi Arabia tried to isolate Turkey. They tried to make Turkey look like the warmongering power. They used Erdogan's surprise visit to Tunisia, where he received a very cold reception from the Tunisian media and from the Tunisian president, as a sign that Turkey was not welcome in North Africa. However, to stand next to Algeria with its political weight in North Africa is incredibly significant. And this will empower Sarraj internationally if it is seen to be a political bloc, which includes Turkey, Qatar and now Algeria. In other words, this is potentially a diplomatic coup for Erdogan, for Turkey, because no longer does Turkey look like the sole power trying to rescue Sarraj. Instead, Turkey now appears to have very important allies in the region, not outside the region, like UAE, Saudi Arabia and France.